Welcome to another episode of Blended Views Unfiltered, where we discuss all things life, love, and business. This is DeAndre.
This is Nick.
What the fuck is up? Hey guys, it's me.
Today we got ourselves a guest. We're going to be talking about business today. I know y'all always talk to us. Camera lady about to fall. Those of y'all who listen in on a regular basis, we always talk life, love. We be touching on business. Today we all business. Today we got the tax dude himself, Mr. Dwayne Townsend. Say what's up to the people.
What's up to the people? How y'all doing out there? What's up to the people? He told me, now I can get back to Nick. Because, you know, me and Nick, we go way back.
No.
We go way back.
No.
How's Chris?
No. Hey. No.
It ain't me. That's Sion trying to steal on you.
What's up, big fella?
Dre, how's your son?
No.
Great.
No.
Great.
Doing wonderful.
We know family.
Yeah.
Because then you're not going to be able to ask me how somebody in my
How's wifey?
family.
Wifey is
Y'all just going to keep doing this like y'all don't hear me say
How's
shit.
the dog?
wife. You have to meet my wife. You would love my wife, Christina. Mm-hmm. You would.
Hello, Miss
Question
Christina.
is Miss Christina gonna love her?
That's the question.
What? Dre, you tell me. Would Christina love her?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, it's shaky.
It's shaky.
Nah, she would.
Does she like tacos?
I love tacos.
She does.
Oh, then if she like,
Matter
Miss
of fact,
Christina, you
listen,
make tacos?
She gave me my new nickname over tacos.
oh, then boom.
That's what the new nickname is.
Because my wife is Mexican.
See there?
And
She gave me the nickname Meat Lord over tacos.
Homemade tacos, they make the tortillas themselves.
We got the homemade joints.
The homemade tortillas.
Mr. Dwayne, I just want to give you a fair warning that sometimes I get triggered, and when I get triggered, I say foul language. Usually
you trigger what?
No, pumpkin, no. Usually these two goons here trigger me, especially this one. So
I don't know why she throws me into that.
So if I start to get a little out of control, just know it got nothing to do with you.
Just know it's just I'm 55.
All right, I'll
So
try to
it's
keep it
nothing
to a
I
minimum.
haven't heard.
I keep it to
It's
a minimum.
nothing I haven't heard.
Miss Christina can't wait to meet you and have a few tacos.
All right.
We'll make sure she's on her meds that day.
Yes. We'll have to do it on a Tuesday.
So as we know, we are about to be in the thick of things because people are wanting some money, especially during this time of inflation, and the taxes can't get here quick enough. So we figure it would be real fitting to bring in a tax professional to educate, to school, to give us some ins and outs of not only the tax world, but on his end, and then on the receiver end as well. So let's start with, when can these people start getting W-2s, 1099s, whatever else they need out there? When can they start actually getting it to a tax professional?
So, well, they could have started getting them to the tax professionals January 2nd. Mm-hmm. They could have started. The IRS didn't start accepting, actually fully accepting returns until the 23rd. That's today. Yep. So they started accepting them today. So people were pretty excited about that. Your jobs, your contractors you worked for, people like that should have your documents to you by the end of the month. Doesn't always happen like that, but they should be there.
What happens if they don't have them by the end of the month?
You gotta wait.
That's it.
That's simple.
Yeah, some of my people, they be taking their time. I'm still waiting in the mail.
Really, they're supposed to, and see, and that's the misnomer is it has to be post dated by the 31st of January. So that means, it'll come trickling in the first to the second week of February.
Okay.
And that's why, that period, like the last week in January, the first 2-3 weeks of February, ridiculous. It's just ridiculous because everybody, those W-2s are fresh, hot off the presses, and everybody's coming in to get their taxes done at that time.
What are some common misconceptions that people, whether it be subcontractors, W-2 folk, what are some common misconceptions that we have coming in thinking we about to get our money rather quickly, or whatever the case may be, that you guys hear every year that may get on y'all nerves, that you try to explain to people, but they don't want to listen. What are some of those things that could help the people out, ease their, to calm them down, give them a little bit more patience and put them at an ease of mind?
Well, some of the things. Well, what really gets on your nerves as a tax professional is other tax professionals. Because they tell them, hey, you know what? Come to us. I can get you $10,000 back. It's pretty broad, right?
It is.
Tell me you're going to get me $10,000 back. I'm coming to you. I know I'm not going to get 10 grand back. But if he say he can get me 10 grand back and he can guarantee it, I want the 10 grand, right? Right. It's not going to happen. So now when he says that, then you come to me. You're my client. You come to me. Well, they said they can get me 10 grand back. How do I get that 10 grand? I don't know.
Tell them go to whoever guaranteed it.
I don't know. If I could do that, I'd get, never mind. But it's a lot of things out there that these guys do that really mess the industry up. So when people come in and they say, well, okay, I have 2 kids, so I should be getting $2,000 per child for the child tax credit. So that means right off the rip, I'm getting $4,000. It doesn't work like that. Wait, you need to have a kid.
You just heard him say it don't work like that.
It doesn't work.
So you don't need to have a kid.
Because what the $2,000 goes towards, it credits what you would owe in taxes. So let's say you would have a tax liability, the $2,000 goes toward that, and if it knocks it down to zero, anything left over comes out to you. So it's sort of, it all works its way down in the formula, but when the government says, hey, you're getting $2,000 per child, and they start talking about it, that's all people heard. Yeah, that's all. Or when they say you're getting $6,000 and earned income credit as a max, that's all they heard. So they want the max plus that $2,000 per child. So that's why they should get $10,000 to $12,000 this year, and that's all they think. But they forgot they worked, and taxes are a formula, so it doesn't work like that.
So, okay, so help me understand this. So, and for those who are, because you said the formula, what exactly is the formula? Wow. Like, let's just, for example, let's say if I make $40,000 a year. If I make $40,000 a year and I have 2 dependents, how much could I really be expecting back?
Wow.
There's a lot to go into that.
Yeah, I need more information. I need more information, which means I need my computer.
Oh, okay.
So 40,000, 2 dependents. More than likely you're head of household. So 40,000 right off the top. Your head of household, you're going to get a deduction of 19,000. I think it's 19,140. So your 40,000 is taken down to about 21,000 right now that you have as taxable income. Then, of course, you have $2,000 per child. But what happens is above that line, see why it's a formula? Because above this line, they're going to tax your AGI, which is your adjusted gross income. So let's say it is 21,000. So they're going to say, okay, you owe taxes on 21,000. So 21,000, let's say that's $2,000 in taxes. Okay, because what 10%, 21, 20, yeah, let's say that's $2,000 in taxes. Your first child wipes that $2,000 out. He's like, yeah, right. Your first child wipes that $2,000 out. Okay, so now you're down to zero. Beautiful, no tax liability. Okay, now when you start looking down the back of a tax return, you start seeing things like credits. Now the second child is $2,000, right? But watch this. It's only $2,000 if he credits. If he doesn't credit, $1,400 is refundable. Okay, yeah. So $1,400 is refundable. So that means $1,400 is coming back to you.
Not $2,000.
So not $2,000, $1,400. So you got $1,400, which is good because it doesn't have anything to go against. Now, anything that you paid, if it's a W-2, anything you paid in, let's say you paid $1,500 into the government federally. There's another $1,500 plus your 14, so you got $2,900 coming out. Then if there's earned income credit, that's coming out. So that's why you see people, that might net you a return of about $5,200, $5,300, and everybody's happy because they're getting money back.
Yeah.
And you're getting back, state money and things like that. But that's just a wild estimate. I don't know if that's the amount, but
So let me.
that's how that works.
Let me ask you this question. You hear a lot of people that talk down about these, do-it-yourself, TurboTax and stuff like that.
Ooh, I like this.
Why is it more, or it's probably more beneficial to come to a tax professional instead of doing a TurboTax or I don't know if it's any more of those online that you can do. Why is it better to come to a tax professional?
Y'all ready for this one?
Oh, yeah.
So I get on the internet, on Facebook, right?
Yes, sir.
Right? And I look at these things because I do these lives. If you see me on thing, I do these lives. So I just look to see what people that do TurboTax and Cash App and Tax Slayer and H&R Block online, what they say, where their pain points are, what their problems are. And one problem I noticed is a girl said, hey, you know what? Don't use Cash App to do your taxes because I used Tax Slayer and it was $2,500 higher. And then I used H&R Block and it was $3 higher than that. So now let me think.
I didn't know folks out here doing taxes on Cash App.
Cash App does taxes?
wild.
Right. Same person took their one W-2, let's just say it was one W-2, and their child and their whole situation, their whole household situation, put it in one program, it gave them one number. They shot it into another one, it gave them another number. They shot it into this one, this was the highest number, this is the number they're going to go with. That's how they're going to file their taxes. That's why you go to a professional, because that is not a good formula. I'm not, she just went like this.
Yeah.
Roll of the dice.
Crapshoot.
She did.
Yeah.
She just went like this.
A gamble.
And we correct more and more people that have gone, we correct more returns that have gone through these different companies than anything I know. Now, I've corrected returns that have come from H&R Block or Liberty Tax or places like that. And that's simply because those people are more or less first-year people. They get trained, they go through the free school, then they put them out there to go to work. And then what happens in those places is they go to work, and then when they have a question, they go ask the senior person, and they come back and they do your work. That's why it takes you so long in there. But, those aren't as, I don't get those as much as I get the ones that people have done themselves.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is I can't always correct what you've messed up because the IRS won't talk to me about your return because I didn't do it. So so if I have to talk to somebody, if it's something I can look at and maybe correct, we're good. But if it's something I need to converse with someone about, they won't talk.
Now, in that case, can't the person usually file? Isn't it something that they get filed to get that corrected?
Mm-hmm. It's an amended return. But if you don't know how to do it the first time, how are you going to know how to correct it? And then when you call TurboTax,
They don't know.
right?
Because you one of 1.3 million that didn't
messed
use
up.
it.
Yeah, you just messed up. So now, you know what you say? I ain't never using them again. Yeah, that's how you get your client. That's how you get your client. And it's not to bash them because there's some people that have a need for that can use it. That's funny right there.
So let me ask you this too.
There's some. Okay, go ahead. Sir.
No,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I thought you was.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna take the opportunity here to be a little selfish.
Be yourself.
You know, because to everybody else, it's a podcast. But hey, I'm going to use this to get a little coaching from you.
That's right.
Get it going. Get it going.
Now, I'm an entrepreneur. Like we have some of our listeners.
Entrepreneur.
And they say we can write off a lot more stuff. You know, you hear things like, so I guess I'm throwing in two different questions. You hear people say like, you know, Warren Buffett or Trump or all these different people that pay, you know, they say they pay less percentage in taxes than their workers, and these is $1 billion people. Why is it so crucial and important, you know, to have a LLC or to be a business owner to save a little bit on your taxes and things of that nature?
Well, number one, you want to save on your taxes because you just, who wants to pay out what they don't have to? That's the big thing. Number two, they save because they spend. Now, I know that's a broad statement, but when you have a $5 million high rise and you can write off half of that in a year, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. $2.5 million. Give me 10 of them. But let's be real. You didn't buy that with cash. You signed your name.
Right.
But yet you get to write that off. So you haven't put out $2.5 million, but yet you got to write off $2.5 million. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just the government system just thrown right back at them, and they just can't stand it. It's nothing they can do about it. We're just on a smaller scale. Yeah. You know, but how do you knock out six figures? You know, we go out, we make six figures, we make $250,000, right? We make $250,000. So what do you go buy? So you go buy a $250,000 duplex. Yeah. Now, because of Section 179, you can write off that $250,000. You can actually wipe that out, right? Off of your signature, right? But now next year, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
This is a one-time deal.
Right. So you got to keep buying duplexes.
So real estate is one of those loopholes.
Oh, real estate's strong.
There's loopholes to, you know, dump some of the extra profits in.
Oh my goodness. Come on, man. You can cost seg, man, listen. That's a totally separate podcast.
Yeah.
So real estate is that
Real estate is that dude.
Okay. I heard about it.
Real estate.
So with the entrepreneur route, is there a cap on what you can write off?
Definitely. Usually you want to say, you always want to take yourself, you don't want to write under zero. You know what I'm saying? There are some situations where you can, because there are situations where people have they'll have a job and then they've worked, they've opened a business and they spent more on the business than they normally would if they didn't have a job. So let's say your job's, let's say you bought into a business and you spent $10,000 on the business this year and you really didn't make much money. So you have a job. So you took a $6,000-$7,000 loss. That's okay. But it's just you and your business, just you and your truck or you and your landscaping business. That's your only position. It doesn't make sense to take a $7,000 loss. What?
Yeah.
What's the meaning? Yeah. Once you get to zero and you don't know taxes, you're there.
Yeah.
But what if you did take that loss? Because let's just say, like you said, for me and my life, because we're kind of taking a different approach, and I am spending a lot more profits and reinvesting it into the business. What if we did take a loss being of, let's just say, repairs and investments back into business expenses to help it grow? Should you, or like you said, just keep it at zero?
It's according to what your situation is. Every tax situation is different.
Okay.
So there's two things we want to learn as business owners.
Now we're talking spicy.
One, when we're doing our taxes, what's the long run? In the long run, what do we want to do? Okay. You know, you could be sitting here in June and you want a truck. You want to buy a truck. And what's the dealership going to say? What's your tax return look like? You know, if you're $7,000 behind, no truck.
Right.
You know, so do you need to show a profit or do you need to show a loss? So that's number one. And then do we I'm sorry, I keep hearing that noise.
Yeah.
And number two, am I going to get in trouble with the IRS? Is the IRS going to look at my position as a hobby? Can I keep taking these losses every year? No, the IRS, they just hired 83,000 people, or they're trying to. And let me tell y'all, these people are coming. They have these newer people on the phones, and these older people are actually sitting here talking to clients, and clients are getting letters, and they're talking to these people about why they're taking losses. What's this? Why do you have $3,000 in food on here?
I thought they was coming to get them for the PPP loans.
They haven't talked to. And you know what's funny? I'm waiting for that.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that. I mean, not that I'm a hater or anything like that. You know why? It's I had legitimate clients that were trying to get PPP loans and the money ran out. Legitimate clients that needed it, and the money ran out.
It's because they used it all to buy scat packs.
That's right.
I'm
Scat
mad.
packs out
I'm
here.
mad. You think it's gonna
Scat
come
packs.
around again?
No.
If it
ain't
do,
gonna be like
listen.
that
Guess
no
who's
more.
gonna be in line first?
You know what's funny? Watch this. Oh yeah, this me and you. We're gonna be like, we got ours first. We're gonna get ours legally though.
Right.
We're gonna get ours legally. We're gonna be, because see, here's the deal. You gotta look at what's going on. COVID came, right?
Yep.
Everybody, watch this move. Everybody got that stimulus money, right? And if you had a baby, the baby got stimulus money, right? But remember the girl that got 5 kids, but she let 2 kids claim the other. Somebody claim the other kids, right? Now that stimulus money went to that other person, right? Watch this move. She like, no, I'm claiming my kids because they're gonna get more stimulus money. True. So she claimed her kids, right? Now all of a sudden the IRS see little Jimmy go from this return to this return. Uh-oh. Now, little Jimmy getting a stimulus check because guess what? You didn't get a stimulus check for Jimmy, but Carla did.
Yeah.
But you didn't, and you're Jimmy's mom. So now you getting a stimulus check. Now they can shut out 2 stimulus checks. But guess what's coming soon? A letter to Carla or a letter to you. Somebody gonna have to prove little Jimmy is their kid. You see what I'm saying?
And if it ain't your kid, you got to pay that back.
If it ain't your kid, you got to pay that back. If you can't prove that the kid's yours. So the IRS is going to say, okay, I'm shooting at this one, but let's be real. You know they know.
Yeah.
You know they know. They're going to pull up somebody's birth certificate or look at this is supposed to be hers. She was claiming her all those years. And now when I catch her this year, I'm going to look back and see who other kids she was claiming. And then that's how they do it. And now people say, well, they're getting me for the last 3 years. I actually had a dude come in my office I've been doing his taxes about 8 years. I've seen him out with these 2 boys. And he actually, get this, told me, well, what if they're not my kids? What do you mean? Well, they're really my sister's kids, but I just keep them all the time. Bruh.
I mean, can you claim them though in that situation?
That says son on your tax return.
Oh, dang.
If he would have told me that in the first place, it would have been nephew.
Yeah.
And we would have sat down and figured out how we do this. You're gonna owe. Dog, it says son. These are my sons. It says son on your tax.
This is the thing. I got a love-hate relationship with this with this country because there's so many situations. Me and my wife was talking. She read an article this morning talking about how they're starting to cut back from certain foods on food stamps and stuff like that. And so there's so many. I feel like there's a
Like
great
little Debbie cakes?
No, like they saying they starting to do it like WIC. I don't know if it's an article, but like WIC you can only get certain stuff. I feel like there's a big majority of people that do need government assistance, but there's also like a huge majority of people that take advantage of it, and it's left to the middle class to pay for all this different stuff. So, and like you just said, situations like the PPP loans and all this different stuff that the middle class, why everybody getting these $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 income tax checks, we stuck paying $1,500, $2,000.
Come on.
And this is little numbers, people
Man,
spending
I haven't
10,
had
15.
a tax return since 2003.
But that's a good thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Because
it's a good thing.
is it true or false that you want to actually have like an even wash?
Well, it's called tax planning, and yes, you do want to have an even wash, because what you're actually doing if you don't is you're actually letting the IRS hold your money, tax free, interest free. They're saying that you could be doing something with that money.
Yeah.
If you're doing something with that money, fine. But if you take that money every year and you throw it into something, then you're doing something with it. But most people don't take their tax money and throw it into a Roth IRA.
Tell you something, I worked at a pawn shop for years. I know where that tax money go.
Okay, yeah.
I know where that
On
tax
them
money
PS3s and 4s and 5s.
and they be right back.
And the record players.
Man, people, you would think, man. I was having a conversation. It's like people that get so much government assistance, stuff like that, y'all getting all this. Y'all should be able to be up, with these big checks and stuff like that. It's like the psychology of where we are in this world keeps us behind.
Well, wow. Yeah.
Like our buying, the way we look at spending, the way we look at money is what keep us as a culture behind the 8 ball. It's a bad thing. We wear our wealth, we drive our wealth, we spend our wealth. And I got clients that's walk around, in a lack of a better term, look like trash. They own up everything downtown. I got a couple clients like that.
Man, you better say it. You better say it. I just can't do it. I just, hey dog, I'm sorry. I gotta put on some Crocs. I'm playing. Nah. Like that's a status symbol, right?
Yeah,
that's a status symbol. No, really, my brother gave me these Crocs.
I need some Crocs, man.
No, but I just can't. I see the simplicity of things, right? I see the simplicity, but I just can't. I just. Sometimes some things I just can't do.
What's some strategies, let's say, we're speaking towards an entrepreneur, what's some strategies that we can do to help lower that hit every year? Some things that we can start putting in place.
You know what the easiest strategy is? I'm going to tell y'all what. The easiest strategy is record keeping. Okay. Record keeping. And I know this from myself, because you will forget things. You will forget things that you did in February. Like you could have went to a seminar in February, and you could have now you're going to remember you spent money on the seminar tickets, right? Mm-hmm. But then you might have bought the packet from the seminar, but you forgot about it.
Yeah.
There could have been continuing education that you missed. It could have been another extra day that you missed at the seminar because you didn't remember what went on. So there's things that you're gonna forget, and if you track it daily, weekly, monthly, you're gonna be good.
As a tax professional, what's the best tracking method? I heard people say, they just use their debit card and everything, and they pull the bank statements. Mm-hmm. Some people got the QuickBooks, some people got their CRMs and everything. I'm sure you probably see some jokers running around with a bag full of receipts. What do you suggest the best form of bookkeeping, or should you just hire a bookkeeper?
In this day and age, millennials, right? Millennials, Generation X, iPhones.
Take them pictures.
Androids, whatever.
iPhones.
Your phone. Hurdler, HURDLR. It's an app. Okay. Hurdler, see you, right? So it's an app that a guy named Sandy Botkin bought into. So it used to be called TaxBot, TaxBot. So now that is actually just an app that it's like a bookkeeping sort of mileage keeping app. And this app, you actually take pictures like we'll be at dinner, and me and Dre, we'll be at dinner, and Dre say, I got it. Take the picture. See, you can take me to dinner. So he take picture of it and say, dinner with accountant Dwayne, and put it in his Hurdler app. It'll ask him what was going on. It says who, what, when, where, why. Shoots it over to the business side. It logs it for him. At the end of the year, all of your business dinners are logged. If the IRS says you got $3,000 worth of business dinners, how the hell is that? You go ahead and you print out your business dinner log, and every single one of them will be accounted for. And as long as you got who, what, when, where, why, they can't say nothing. Now, you can't be at the club. You can't be at the club. We ain't talking about $400. Yeah, we ain't talking about $4,000
delete the app right now.
champagnes.
I don't go there.
Champagnes and things like that. But another thing Hurdler does is you can set it up so that when you start driving, it starts calculating your mileage, right? And then when you stop or you're done with your trip, it'll ask you, was that a business trip or a pleasure? Was it business or pleasure? And then you tell it business, and then you got to tell it where you went. If you tell it pleasure, it just goes to the other side, and that's it.
What's the most you've ever seen on a return?
Ooh, 26,000, I think it was.
Mother
Is
Teresa.
that a business person?
No, that was not.
It's just a regular person.
It was one of these. It was a girl. Watch this. See, we just talked about it. It was a girl. She had 5 kids, right? 3 of them she hadn't claimed, and the one girl was new. Was a new baby. So what she was doing was when she got her refund, all of the stimulus money for the 3 kids was doubled up. It was coming now instead of coming when it was supposed to. All that child tax credit stuff, all that early child stuff that was coming, those payments were coming. Those payments all came in the refund. Plus the earned income credit.
26 bands.
26 grand. Listen, that girl bugged me for weeks. She didn't think she was going to get it. She didn't think. She made 21,000. Got 26 grand. Couldn't believe it. I looked at it. I was like, man, let me check these numbers because I know. Put this in the other computer, see if that say the same stuff because
Sheesh.
it's weird. And yeah, it was 26 grand. I was like, man, let me hold some. And y'all know what's funny?
What's her name?
Her funny, good one. We charge $199 for that type of return. Whether you get $1 back, whether you owe the government, or whether you get $26,000 back. It is actually illegal for me to charge more money because she got more money.
Man, you got to charge on the back end.
Come on, something.
It's like, no.
Come on, somebody.
That's the dinner right there.
Something.
She could have took you out.
She should have took
She should have
us out.
slid
Yeah.
you something.
To us, she should
Took
not
you on a
me.
weekend getaway.
I got a wife.
Yeah.
I got a wife.
Hell, wherever
Woman
you at,
can't
you can take
out.
me.
You can take us out.
You can't
Me
go.
and Christina.
Man, I got a question. I know this girl. She claims that she don't. So we're gonna talk about this student loan
Let's
stuff.
go. Okay, student loan.
I know a girl. She claims that no matter what the government do, her student loans will be forgiven in her heart. She don't care if they forgive it or not. She says she won't worry about it.
She just ain't gonna pay.
She just ain't gonna pay it.
It's okay.
What is the dangers of that?
It's
If any.
Hold on, big fella, before you even get into
okay.
that.
Okay.
You can at me next time. If I said it, I say it again. He
Oh,
talking
well.
about me.
I was trying to keep her name out. It was,
Why?
I ain't messing.
Trying to
Well,
keep her name out.
you know, our fellow sister here, Sayo. She has about $100,000 worth of student loans.
He's lying. No, I don't.
Oh, I thought that's what she said.
You love to. Go ahead. Come on.
She got about
$50,000
50,
student
maybe.
loan.
No, I don't.
Well, since we asked you, how much do you have?
$250,000.
How much was my student loans?
What you asking me for?
I think they was like 20 bands. Something like
Do
that.
we have
20
to?
bands in student. Oh,
She said
It wasn't
just-
astronomical.
they should just forget that. Man.
That's how I feel.
They should just forget.
It wasn't nothing crazy.
Do you
know what?
Do you
Now,
think they're gonna forgive
really?
it though?
Really no, but you're.
Thank you.
Nah, I think Sleepy Joe. No, I'm sorry. It's just I don't, man.
Man, he been talking about this
The
for too
government.
long, man.
Wow.
She don't pay them
I'm
back
so
though.
confused.
She ain't getting no taxes back.
Well, yeah. See, right now, they're the hold. They're
That forgiveness thing.
they're backed off until the summer.
I
So
don't
get
really-
your taxes in.
Me personally, I think they should fix the system instead of like putting a Band-Aid on it. They need to fix the system of just giving away money.
Well, Yeah,
Don't he got student loan?
I like that. I like that. But you know what? I think that,
All in my business.
you know, if I don't think they should fix the system. I think they should fix the people.
Something, but I'm just thinking like, what's the purpose of forgiving all this money to be right back in this next situation? It ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like it's people that's been through college all these years. We're gonna fix this select few people, but it's still the situation is still there.
I just don't think 10 grand is.
What the hell is 10 grand? People out
I
here with
feel like if
for me, I
America
gotta-
can keep dishing out trillions of dollars and whatnot, what do you need my student loan money for?
I got a Parent Plus loan. That little 10 grand will knock me straight off. I'm cool. Like my little 5 grand just knocked me straight out the way. I'll be cool. But but yeah, and you could even get my other 5.
Let me get it.
Like, you could get my other 5. Government, look at me. I'm giving y'all permission to give Side my other 5.
No, she ain't gonna do nothing but trick it off. Just hand it to me.
Oh, you so funny. No. For her student loans. You don't give it to her in her hand. Put it on the student loan.
Why you doing that? Why you doing
We got to
that?
do it like that. We got to do it like that, right? Nick?
Speaking of dangers, right? Of this, can we speak of the
Danger.
dangers or the irresponsibility or whatever of not filing taxes?
Whoa.
Does that hurt in the long run? Will it catch up to you?
Why do people
or are
not
you
file
or are you
taxes?
good? It's a lot of people that do, right?
You know,
I don't.
It's a
It's like not
lot
to
of people that don't file taxes, and it baffles me, dude. It baffles me because when they do file taxes, they come in with a letter from the IRS. Like, do you think that? Because see, here's what happens, Dre. When you get a W-2, you get a 1099. That 1099 or W-2 is shot to the government too. So, what do you think they're gonna do?
You ain't hiding.
I've heard people tell me, I'm just going to put that on next year. Yeah, okay. So you want to file your taxes with everything but that. I'm like, man, look, I'm going to file your taxes with what you give me, but I don't feel safe filing your taxes with something you're telling me you're not going to give me.
Yeah.
You just told me that it's sitting there. Never mind. It's just... It's nuts. So what the dangers of that, that's tax avoidance. So that's dangers of that is jail time.
Why do people not file their taxes?
They don't want to
You
owe.
don't pay no money.
Yeah, they don't want to owe. They don't want to owe the government, even though the government, they're very lenient. They're very lenient. If you owe too much and you can't pay it, they just put you in a non-collective state. So it's you don't want to pay
Well,
because if you can, they want it.
let's back up a little bit. I don't think my good sister know what non-collective state means. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Don't you got student loans
better
while you
stop.
all in my business?
Stop.
I mean, for the people that don't know what
No.
that means.
You need to worry about the state of yours, because you knee deep in my student loan business. Like you don't got your.
I was
own.
throwing a joke out. What does non-collective mean for people? I was trying to say that. I don't know what it means.
So
I don't know what that means.
For the people
it
that
means
don't.
it means that they can't collect from you because you can't afford it. Okay. Yeah. So that and they
they
actually
get put
have
on a
a
payment
form. Well, not if you're a non-collective, because that means that they've gone through trying to get you on a payment plan, and it means that in the end, it looks like at the end of the month you don't have enough money to be able to afford a payment plan that's advantageous to them. They like to get your things paid off within a 5-year period. So if you owe like 60 grand, we're talking tax. We're talking tax money, not student loans. So if you owe like 60 grand, 5 years, I don't know, what's that, 1,200, 12?
60 grand, 12,000.
That's 12,000 a year. So that's 1,000 a month.
Oh, yeah, 1,000.
Yeah, it's 1,000 a month. So 1,000. Don't nobody want to pay no dang 1,000. I don't. I want to pay. I'm uncollectible, dog. I'm uncollectible. Period. Yeah. So that's what that's about.
Yeah. These taxes could be something, I tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
What should people have in order before they come to you?
That's a good question. They should usually have all of their documents, their W-2s, their 1099s, their their 1098 statements from their mortgage companies, their interest statements from their bank. It's their first time coming to us, their ID and social security numbers for everybody, social security cards for everyone that's going on the return. Also, last year's tax return if they're coming to us for the first time. What else? Oh, knowledge to know that if you do come to us this year and somebody sends you, whoever sent you, you got to let us know who sent you, because we have a contest going on right now. This is a shameless plug. Mm-hmm. We're giving away a 75-inch TV for the person that refers the most people to us. So, it's sitting in my office.
All right, so I'm coming to you tomorrow. And all of y'all mention my name when y'all go.
Yeah, mention it. Dre Bone sent him. Because, they're trying to get that 75-inch TV up off your boy. It's sitting in the office.
Let me ask you a question. You said something earlier that I want to come back to.
Come on.
You can write off seminars and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Can you only write off stuff from the year prior? I done been to some seminars I done forgot to write off. Can I write off something from 2 years ago?
Like for this year?
Yes.
Nah, bro.
I'm just making sure I don't forget to write some stuff off now.
You forgetting.
See, that's why I can't be fooled.
Now, what's funny is you can amend your return and write it off as long as you have the receipt for it.
I got the receipt. I need you to elaborate on that a little bit.
Okay, so
how do we do that?
Which means if it's advantageous for you,
knowledge.
Okay, means if it's good for you, if it works out in your favor to do so, you can actually send in an amended return, which means you would send in a corrected return with that information on it, and it would get you more money back. Then you can do that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's some things that people kind of it goes over their head, like you said, seminars, education, stuff like that? What's some common things that people forget that they can write off, and maybe losing money in the long, or maybe not losing money, but not saving money in the long run? Some stuff that people might not know that they can write off.
Home office deduction.
I was just about to ask.
Yeah, home office deduction. Yeah, home office deduction's a big one, because when you talk to people about a home office deduction, you need to have a designated space for your home office. It could be a bedroom, could be a corner of a room. You just need to measure it out, and it needs to be dedicated for your home office space. And then that percentage of all of your utilities and all of the bills that are connected to your house would be taken off. So that could be your if you rent, that's a big one, because you rent could be $1,000 a month. That's $12,000 a year. Mm-hmm. If you're 20% of that, if you got that's a big home office though, 20%. That could be what? What's 20% of 12,000?
The hell if she know. But I'm thinking around
2,400. My girl was like, no, not me, bro.
Math ain't never been my strong suit.
No, not math.
Don't do that no more.
Do you have to put,
Okay,
when you write off your home office, do you have to pay for that with the business, like your business account and stuff? Because I swear I told, I needed to come to you last. Should I let my wife talk me into going to this white lady? And this lady told me.
Did he just say white lady?
She was of the Caucasian descent. Wasn't bad, no shame to her, but I did ask her. I said I need to try to write off my home office, and she told me something like it needs to be shown that it was paid for with the business account and stuff like that.
You should have pulled out some weed, lit it,
didn't have none on me,
and let her hit it.
She was smoking dope.
She was smoking dope. Brother man, that's wrong. That's wrong. I wish she was here right now.
I'll call her up.
We should get her on the three-way.
Yeah, let me get her on the
Don't do her
phone.
like that. Don't do her like that. Don't do her like that. But that is wrong, because who pays their electric, gas, water, cable, phone, home, mortgage, rent, your insurance? Who pays that with your
That's what I was.
business account? You don't do that.
That's what I was. Thought you
That
had to
stuff
do. Had
that
to put.
sits there.
I thought you had to put that stuff put it in your business. She said something like you had to be put in your business name and stuff like that.
For what?
Showed it as a business expense.
I don't think she understood the question.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think she understood because it's a home office expense.
So what if you're a W-2 worker, you work from home? Same thing?
No. W-2 workers actually, because of the Tax Cuts and Job Act that they put into play back in 2018 when Trump came in, not that it's his fault, but when he came in, they took that away. So workers that work from home used to be able to take things like internet, the home office deduction and things like that, but they took that away from them.
Got you.
They said it's for military workers and like certain performers or something like that. Yeah, it's a weird setup, but no, it's just for us normal people. No.
So I got another question. I got a lot of questions today.
We're with you.
In what scenario, you start your business off as an LLC, and what are the scenarios that you should start moving down to different corporations? At what point should you incorporate into an S corp or C corp?
Very good question.
What is the situation that we should start? Like I said, I'm at an LLC right now.
Very good question.
I'm gonna move over to an S corp because I want to start giving myself a paycheck to show that consistency, and then take the profit shares when they come, stuff like that.
Okay.
When should we make that transition? Should it be a dollar amount? Should it be like okay?
Definitely. So what happens is you want to stay self-employed. So when we look at LLC is just a sort of like a protection. Okay, so you're still a sole proprietor. Okay, so now a sole proprietor stays a sole proprietor until I'm gonna say it's coming. The self-employment tax starts to get too high. Okay, once the self-employment tax starts eating up the profits, is when you want to turn into an S corp, because once you turn into an S corp, now you start paying yourself on a W-2, and of course, employment taxes are less expensive or cost less than self-employment taxes.
That's like a certain number you should be looking at, or just like you said.
You're probably, if you're going to be looking, and it's situational, because your deductions go into play, so it's definitely situational. But I would say you start getting over the 50 to 70 grand area.
Okay.
And that's net area. Then you want to start looking at that. Because now remember, an S corp is a pass-through entity. Right. The money passes through the S corp, goes to the owner, and it comes out as form of profit or on your W-2.
Got you. Yeah, I'm kind of being selfish with this episode. I need a little coaching.
Oh, you get this. Yeah. This is what we're here for.
Get some free coaching.
Yeah.
We're here for. Get that freebie.
Oh yeah,
that freebie. The game is to be sold, not told.
That's right. Sile, you got any questions?
Game is to be sold, not
Soaking
told.
things in.
What do you soak it in?
The information he's
This
putting
ain't no
out.
bathtub.
Leave me alone. Keep talking, sir. You're always in my business.
The game should be sold, not told.
It's to be sold and not told. So, being a landscaper, there are a lot of things you can write off. Being, there's a lot of things.
Yeah.
We have a list at the office. I can get to you.
Well,
it's a little form
I'll
that
be seeing you
shows.
this year.
Yep.
I can't go to that lady again.
Well, yeah.
No, she done messed me up.
Don't get into a fight with your wife. People, husbands and wives get into fights about tax people all the time. Not saying you will.
I probably will. No, she watched this episode and know what's going on.
Yeah, she watched the episode. Hi, Nick's wife.
So let me ask you this question: how important is it not only to have an accountant?
Hi, Chris'
Are you
sister-in-law.
What's the difference from just an accountant and a CPA?
Oh, CPA is a certified public guy. Okay, that's not me.
Okay, how important is that? Should you have a person like that on your team? How important is it?
It's according to what level of accounting you want to go to. Okay. because when you look at CPAs, well, I'll put it like this. When I go to my trainings and things for updating my tax knowledge or whatever, most of the guys in the room are CPAs because when they go to college, they don't get this level of training because public taxation or public accounting is not something that they teach in college. They go more into corporate. And if you don't want to deal on the corporate spectrum, whatever they say, the corporate level, then you come down here to the public. So I don't know. Difference between a CPA and me is he's got 3 initials behind his name. That's it.
What about like a tax strategist?
It's a different guy too, a tax planner. So it's according to what you want to strategize.
Okay.
Yeah, it's according to what you want to strategize. So a tax strategist is a specialist. So he's a specialist in a certain area. So, it's according to what he wants to do. I'm a tax preparer. Gotcha. I stay there. I do some tax planning. I do stay in my lane because it's easier that way. It's just easier that way.
Gotcha. And that's like, for your services, is that like you taking like personal clients? That's like an ongoing situation. Mm-hmm. Got you.
We help small businesses. We help them get organized. We can do bookkeeping. We will, but this is Youngstown, Ohio. Mm-hmm. Bookkeeping costs. Bookkeeping costs monthly. If you tell somebody $500 a month to do their bookkeeping, it's Youngstown, Ohio.
Yeah.
You already know. You already know. Or I can train you to do it. Mm-hmm. Or I can show you the app. You use your phone.
But the way I think,
and do your bookkeeping.
The way I look at it is like this. $500 a month, $6,000 a year. Mm-hmm. It depends on if paying somebody to organize my books is going to save me a $6,000 credit at the end of the year, then it's worth the money.
Oh, it's definitely worth it.
If me investing, one of the people we follow, a gentleman named Coach K, talked about how, having a good accountant and stuff can save you money. People always look at that. I think that's a big issue, is people look at what is it costing and not what is it saving you in the long run. So like you just said, $500 a month, $6,000 a year. If keeping the books organized to save you that in tax credits at the end of the year is worth it. And you might do more to save it. You might be able to save me money and then take a lot more off it because we didn't kept you organized. We got, showing we can take out this much numbers that you didn't catch because you're so unorganized. So it just depends on how people look at it. I think that,
we can tell you when it's a good time to buy things. When the end of the year is coming up, I do have clients that come to me and they want to know, what should I do? I have this money laying around. Where should I go? Which way should I go? Which direction? That's a good one because when you really look at it, if we're doing your bookkeeping and we're working with you year round and we're seeing these things come weekly, we're seeing your ups, your downs, your highs, your lows, your lefts, your rights. We're actually, in a sense, I don't want to say in business with you, but we're right there by your side. So when you say I get questions like, can I buy this? Should I do this? And it would be a lot easier if I was, in that capacity, if I was working with them day in and day out.
Or like how can I buy it?
Yes. Instead of
that's the situation.
Instead of having to say, okay, bring me up this. Yeah. Let's look at the situation. Let's do an appointment.
Because in some situations it'd be better to buy outright. Should you lease it? Because that's a taxable situation too.
Yep.
That was a situation I ran into. It's like, should we just buy this outright or should we lease a new one? And what can we write off? Because some of the machines you can't write them off for so long. The depreciation. So, like you said, it's good to have a person on your team that can tell you how to make these purchases, when to make these purchases.
Yes.
So I think that's a good thing for business to look into.
90% of the time I'm under the premise of let's stay liquid. So I'm going to always tell you, if you can finance, let's see which is the best way to finance this. Let's keep your money in your bank account, because when it rains,
Yeah.
You get wet.
yeah, when it rains, it rains. So if you want to buy an $80,000 truck, you got $80,000 sitting there. And these are real conversations we're having. You want to buy an $80,000 truck, you got $80,000 sitting there. Why not put $10,000 down and keep 70, and if something happens, you got it. Mm-hmm. Or let's invest that. Turn that 70 into something else.
Is that a big mistake you see a lot of people doing, spending a lot of their cash?
Well, yeah.
I see that a lot in the landscaping field. A lot of people want to, like, it's a bragging thing. Oh, I'm debt free and this and that.
Debt free, yeah.
And what's the, let the people know, like, all debt ain't bad debt.
Well, listen, all debt ain't bad debt. Just like you said, that's quick. Because all the guys, all the gurus will tell you about other people's money. Using other people's money and things like that. So when you look at Mark Cuban, you look at the guys on Shark Tank. Yeah. All these guys trying to get people to take loans and pay it back with this interest, and let's do this and do. Man, come on, man. It's other people's money. Yeah.
Yeah, people I know in the landscaping field, they brag, like you said, oh, they got the nicest trucks. I done paid $80,000 for this, $50,000 for this. And like you said, now you ain't got no cash in the bank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when you can say, okay, $80,000 is $1,500 a month, right? $1,500 a month. You'd be like, okay, so my first 10, 12 yards this month takes care of that truck, and I got 60 yards.
Mm-hmm. You could use the other. The way I look at it, like use the liquid to grow. Right. Use that in marketing. Use that in advertising.
Did y'all hear about Tyler Perry's? No, it was about his
I'm just
person.
playing.
And they I wanted one of y'all to say yes so that I could get all of the actual details. But he fired his accountant or whatever because he was owed, I think $1 million or something in back taxes or something like that. Y'all see that?
That Tyler Perry. I know Steve Harvey went through that.
Well, no, the latest one was Tyler Perry.
Wow.
And I was gonna ask, how did something like that happen?
So he was owed?
Checks?
Yeah, he was owed that. He didn't owe it. They owed him that.
Oh, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It was actually not too long ago it came out, maybe a few months ago.
So I wonder, was he making estimated payments? And then at the end of the year.
I don't got no. Let me see your phone.
Wow. Dang.
No, because I want to look it up.
She wants to look that up. Yeah, because
while she's looking that up, I got a question for you.
Talk to me.
Somebody buys a house last year. They can claim that this year. Right? Same thing if they just had a child last year. At any point in time, now they can. Well, isn't it, if you had a kid, so if someone has a child January, last week, can they claim that child immediately? They still got to wait a whole year.
Because this is 23. Yep. So, but what's funny is, watch this on marriage, right? Marriage.
Okay, here you go.
All right.
Marriage. You talking to me?
Marriage. If you're married, December 31st, you are considered married the entire year.
Oh, yeah.
So people come to me. They got married. We got married in October, but we didn't live together the first 6 months of the year. So we're figuring this last year, we just go ahead and just file separate. File separate like we did last year, and everything's cool. She'll take 2 kids, and I'll just go ahead and be single. Nah, bro.
What's the issue with that?
Well, the IRS's rule. You got married.
Oh. Because I know married folks that
you're
do
married
say,
filing joint.
I know people that still do file separately.
Man, of course you do. Well, now, you can go married filing separately. Or you can go married filing joint. But head of household and single are no longer in your wheelhouse. So what that does is, when you go married filing separate, you eliminate earned income credit. You eliminate the child tax credit. You see what I'm saying? So it's not advantageous to do that in most cases.
Okay.
But some people are like, I'm just, we file separate because I want my check and I want my check. I'm like, but it'd be a lot more money if I get y'all together. I've had to tell people, we put you together, but there's a line here. I can split this money 50-50. I can put it in your account and half in your account.
So it's better off if they file together.
Hey, come on. I mean, if it's gonna get you $6,000 in the house, or you'll each get $1,500. Come on, man. What are we doing? You can't be that selfish.
Yeah.
Let's think.
You'd be surprised. A lot of
I'm
people.
trying to charge more money for that.
A lot of people handle their stuff like that. Married folk.
Oh,
everything
man.
is separate.
Listen, when married people tell me, now this is another podcast too, but when married people say his and mine, it's crazy. Y'all know, because and now this is different and I say this, and I can't talk about anyone else's relationship because my wife and myself have been together since '85. So when I was broke, busted, disgusted, my wife was with me. I had a white old Chevy Monster I bought for $450, and she had this cold little Ford Pinto. It's a Pinto. It was cold, dog. Her car was cold, right? But my car was a 5-speed. And I taught her how to drive a 5-speed. Do you know that this girl wanted to drive that raggedy car all the time because it was a 5-speed? And didn't want to sit there, wanted to drive it.
Unc, I ain't trying to be funny now. Like 5-speed, that's a stick, right?
Yeah, it's...
Oh, okay. To be honest, I think you're talking about a bike.
We losing, Nick. We losing. Man was a 5-speed. But so when I say, together and it's another podcast because I just see so much hers and mine and this and that, and I'm like, but man, y'all been together since the 30s. What the hell is like? How can somebody pissed somebody off, or somebody spent something crazy. Somebody bought a wooden bear statue or something, and they was like, you done messed our money up. Yeah, it's like, man,
It's out there, man. It's out there.
It's out there.
Can vacations be written off?
It's according to the situation. There are such things as business trips. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
elaborate?
Can you turn a leisure vacation into a business vacation? Is it true that you can go, like, let's just say you sat and discussed finances about your business for 10 minutes? Does that now become a business trip, or is that still just a business?
The IRS called me asking about my vacation. I'm telling you, it's a mental trip.
So no,
I can't operate without this.
That ain't gonna work. So you're a landscaper, right?
I can't operate without these vacations.
So what you did with the cross leg, right? Yeah. See, built dudes cross their legs.
Yeah. You see how I'm sitting?
Built dudes cross their legs.
You see how
I'm going through hell right now.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm trying. I need to grab my foot for me. Thanks.
Listen.
Thanks.
This
hurts. Yeah. I got all kinds of. Never mind.
This is about the best I do right
built
here.
Dudes be like, just do anything.
Yeah.
So
ain't got no sense.
You're a landscaper, so you go to Florida, right?
Yes.
You go to Orlando, right?
Yes.
So you're in Orlando, you go meet up with some landscapers. You want to talk about what's going on in the landscape business in Florida. Why? Because you're thinking about relocating.
Yeah.
That's a business trip.
Puerto Rico, we go see
Puerto Rico. You go to Puerto Rico. You meet up with some landscapers.
I meet up with
You're at the lawn shop. You're getting brochures. It says Puerto Rican stuff on the back of it.
That's
you
what
got
I'm saying.
all of this stuff. You're thinking about relocating to Puerto Rico. There was a seminar. There's a seminar down there. You attended the seminar.
But all jokes aside, you got to provide that information though. Like,
Oh, listen, dude, this is for real. They actually have a 7-day accounting seminar at sea. You know that's a write-off.
I know the seminars there. What
Listen,
I'm saying is,
you doing a 2-hour seminar per day, and the rest is you.
Please
Come on, man.
sign me up.
Come on, man. And watch this. whether you go to the seminar or not. Now, you know you drunk last night. They talking about 8 to 10. Please. Man, listen. So, you know, it's stuff like that. So you just gotta structure the thing. Now, and that's why they have this hurts for real. That's why they have, thank you. Let me see if I can do it right leg. No, that don't work either.
Just put him down. Sit like me.
Squeeze it on.
Let him swing a little bit or something.
Yeah.
Just do this number. Just do it.
Yeah, just do this one. Yeah. See my socks?
He in the league of his own, though. You see how he
Yeah,
stayed in
you
your
see-
lane?
you see,
Leave him in
in
his.
my lane.
Uh-huh.
That's what we got to do.
So they're actually, if you just
He
really
gonna switch on us.
if you this cat gonna switch. So if you look at seminars, like it's so funny. My brother, okay,
Triggering me.
my brother, and we're on this podcast. It's funny. My brother is he's a semi-pro bowler, if you will, semi-pro. We like bowling. It's funny. We like bowling. I can bowl real good. So
He had to explain that because of your brother.
yeah. Okay.
If that wasn't your brother, I'd have to you elaborate on that.
Yeah. We can bowl now. We can
Hey, get out there. You know, I was
all that noise. So,
we do it.
but he gets 1099s. He wins. I don't win. He gets 1099s. I mean, good 1099s, right?
Huh.
He has a pro shop. It's an online pro shop. He can write off things. He goes to Vegas for a bowling tournament. It's a write-off. He goes to Dallas, Texas for a bowling tournament. It's a write-off. He comes here. Bowling a tournament. It's a write-off. See what I'm saying? Structure this stuff.
Does it have to be a legit tournament, or can we make a tournament up?
Well, you
Yeah,
know
get
what?
paid.
It's always a bowling tournament somewhere.
It is actually.
Because bowling is nationwide. It's worldwide. There's always one. You can go to a one-day tournament. And you can find a tournament, dog. You'll find one. Yep, you'll find a landscaping
Oh, it's not.
talk.
It's everywhere.
It'll be something.
It's
somewhere.
everywhere. And it's virtual.
Something. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, but you need to be
Do the
there.
virtual ones count?
You need to know, boy.
But I mean, you can rate. I mean, you can't rate off the.
You can't be
the
in
travel
Puerto
expenses.
Rico Puerto Rico talk about, I was on the virtual one.
No,
Puerto Rico. They'd be like,
what I'm saying is you can write off that. You can write off that cost if it costs you maybe to attend.
oh, yeah, you definitely can write that off. You'd be right here doing a virtual thing and write that off. Yeah.
But folks, hey, let's put one thing out there, folks. Don't be just going places and just spending money that you ain't gonna be able to write. Like folks gonna start spending $1,000 to write off $500.
No. You have to be intentional.
Yes, don't be just doing dumb stuff.
Because see, listen to what he's saying. Don't go just spending all willy nilly without knowing. Be intentional, because you can do this. You can do this. Because the rule is the day of travel, the day of business, and the day after. Okay? So, like, we're in PlanNet marketing. We do that travel thing, right? So, if I fly to Atlanta for our what is it called? Our seminar. Let's call it it's our yearly seminar we have down there, right? But that's a 4-day seminar. So I fly down Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday are all business days. Then the day after, every bit of this thing's a write-off. Every bit of it. And I'm in Atlanta.
I've been going to seminars this whole time, missing out.
Come on, man. Kicking it. Kicking it. You build your vacations around the seminars, dog. Come on. It's education everywhere.
Yeah, it is.
You can be in the Bahamas at I know it's a dude in the Bahamas trying to do an Airbnb seminar, right? There you go. Somebody bring it.
Yeah.
Must be Nick.
No.
You ain't worried about it. We on this. It's probably a tax client
Yeah.
seeing us on here, and they like, hey, let's get it.
Well, man.
So look, we about to get up out of here. We wrapping this up, but as we wrap up, give us some takeaways for the people that are watching, for the people that are listening. Give us some takeaways going into tax season that we could utilize. Give us some tools that we could utilize this tax season and throughout you know, for the W-2 guy, the 1099 guy, S-corp guy, just in general, what information could you give us? Advice.
The best advice I can give you guys really is because this season is kind of late, okay? So the best advice I can give you for 2023 is to get into your record keeping. Get into your record keeping. Plan your trips. Plan your trips, be intentional, because education is out there everywhere. If you're going to go on a business trip, you know, you brought it up, Dre. Man, get them business trips in. Mm-hmm. You know, you guys, you know, you and Keith and them went down. Mm-hmm. You were there. Nick was with you when y'all went down.
Mm-hmm. That's the one I was trying to write off. Mm-hmm. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah. I thought that was last year.
Was that last year?
No, that was
2022.
21.
It was 21?
Yep, that was 21. Time flew.
Man, time is moving. I thought that was just this fall.
No. That's the one I was telling you I'm trying to get for this year. I forgot to write that one.
Man, you done flipped out. Man, they done missed the seminar.
But I got a couple this year, though.
That's okay, yeah, because those are good.
I got a couple.
So, you know, keep records. You'll be surprised.
What's the app again?
Hurdler.
For the people. Hurdler.
HURDLR.
Can we put that in the show notes?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You also can use QuickBooks Mobile.
Okay.
Okay. Mile IQ. You know, it's all them. They're all there.
A lot of people probably got it, and they see if you're using a CRM, you probably got bookkeeping and stuff like that.
But you
just
know
check out your system.
You want to be able to grab it on your phone.
Yeah.
Because that's always what's the closest thing to you all the time.
Phone.
That's it.
Yep.
Phone. So being in business, that's what you want to use. If you're not in business and you're a person that has a W-2, you're missing out. You're missing out. You need a side hustle. It's plain and simple. You need a side hustle because, number one, for the first couple of years, that side hustle is going to help get you some tax breaks. Okay? It's going to help get you some tax breaks. Our goal overall with the side hustle is to get to a point where the side hustle is beneficial to us. But in the first couple of years, hey, you might take some losses. Mm-hmm. But after that, let's make that money.
Yeah.
Get the side hustle. Get your LOC cracking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
That was good, though.
10 bands. 10
Don't give her
bands back.
no promise, her nothing.
10 bands, no promises. I never make a promise that I can keep.
You know what they say.
I told her I can't sing.
Did y'all?
I told him I can't sing, Dre.
My God. As we know, there's two things. What they say, there's two things for certain in life: death and taxes. Get to your taxes. You want to give your information for the people?
Yes, sir.
I know he booked with
Somebody
clients
is calling
already.
that phone, sir.
But I mean,
Yeah,
his phone been going this whole time.
Yeah,
It's probably all his clients. Right? But give your information to the people.
All right. We are Townsend's Tax Network in beautiful Austintown, Ohio. Our phone number is 330-792-2900. 330-792-2900. And I'll have Dre put that in the thing down below. And then
You got a website, social media?
Townsend'sTax.com. Townsend'sTax.com is our website. Social media, Townsend's Tax Network on Facebook. You can look us up. Or just www.facebook.com/The Tax Couple. That'll take you right to
The Tax Couple. Y'all got an Instagram or not?
No.
Just Facebook.
We don't, I'm old, man. I'm old.
He ain't know.
I got a TikTok, man. I don't even know how to use it. I just go on TikTok and I see all this stuff.
Me neither.
It's nuts.
You ain't too. I don't know how to use it either.
No, we appreciate you coming on, giving us some information, enlightening us, helping us up personally, business-wise. We appreciate you taking up the time. I know it's a busy season for you, so appreciate it. We're going to bring you back on, too, to talk about some other stuff. Dark skin versus light skin.
Dark skin versus light skin.
Yeah.
Till next time.
You're so funny.
Play the moments, positive memories, stop the pain, keep the happiness on repeat. Peace.
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 What's up?
up?
BVU fam, we just wanted to take the time to thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Blended Views Unfiltered.
Because you know we love y'all.
And we miss y'all too.
Thank you for your support.
And we want you to take time out of your busy day and go check out our TikTok, our Instagram, and our Facebook. And for those of you who are not listening or watching on YouTube, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe.
And we also got, listener letters. So if you guys ever have a question that you want us to address, if you ever just want to write in and say, you know what, Nick, your hair is always on point, or Big Mama is so funny, or Special K is so crazy, or that Dre always getting at the
Who
women.
is Special K?
Special K is crazy. But you can write us at info@blendedviewsunfiltered.com. That is info@blendedviewsunfiltered.com.
And always remember,
Play the moments.
Positive memories.
Stop the page.
and keep the happiness on repeat. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace.